Welcome back to The Average Drinker. I'm Dara, I'm your average drinker, and it is Thursday, and that means it is time for another whiskey review. Woo! 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 Oh yeah! I don't know what that was, but I'm excited to share my newest review of my newest bottle, and that is the High West Campfire, the newest release that just came out. And this one is an exciting bottle. I love every time I get a High West bottle, I just look at it and I think, this is such a beautiful bottle. So let's talk about what is inside this bottle, and that is 92 proof. Okay, so we have a 92 proofer, a blend of straight rye whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey, and a blend of malted Scotch whiskey. Amazing blends right there, but does it make amazing whiskey? Well, that's what we're about to find out. First of all, cheers to you guys. Thanks so much for being here. As always, I really, really appreciate you and your support. That was my cheers to you. It's kind of like not a good clink. Like, there we go. That was a better clink. So cheers to you. Let's dive in. On the nose, this one is so wildly unique. You get that light smoke, then it's intertwined with like spiciness, zesty. It reminds me of orange zestiness. And then it's also got these darker notes intertwined with it. And caramels, toffee. It's very rich. Does not burn the nose hairs at all. It smells sweet too, which is surprising. Like, yeah, it smells sweet. And I think I expected it to smell drier, and I'm not sure why, but I expected it to smell drier, but it doesn't. It smells sweet, rich, intertwined with that subtle smoke, peat. So if you don't like peat, just off the nose, I'm going to say that you probably might not like this, but that doesn't mean you won't like it. Let's dive in on the palate, and I can explain what I think about that. Wow. That is so darn good. So right up front, I get this burst of sweet and also of sweet. And what reminds me of right away is that coating. Like, for me personally, I'm a weirdo and I like to burn my marshmallows when I'm roasting them on the campfire. So while I'm doing that, my marshmallow gets all dark and charred, and you can kind of peel it off, and then the marshmallow just kind of melts out, and it's so good. But that smoke that I'm getting tastes just like that on the outside of that marshmallow when it's charred and delicious. To me, charred and delicious. And then it rolls into some spicier notes. Like, I get some spice that's like, I want to say, this is interesting, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Christmas right off the bat. So like some pine trees, and yeah, it's so bizarre. I need to take another sip. So it goes into this pine tree note. Then it's like the pine trees have like a hint of like cinnamon on them. And then it just gets really sweet, like this orange zesty tea. Yeah, orange, you guys know that Constant Comet tea. I've talked about it on here before, but it's herbal and spicy. Definitely herbal, and then sweet, and not like overly sweet, a good amount of sweet. And it's intertwined with like some chocolate and some creaminess. It's so bizarre, like in a good way though, such a good way. Let me take one more sip here. Every time I take a sip of this, I get something else. And that's why I love it so much. It's so unique. And if you like peated Scotch, this is a great balance of peat. It kind of just stays all the way through. It's not overly peaty. So like if you're like thinking of like a heavily peated like Ardbeg or Lafroig or something like that, it's not what you're gonna get with this. This is like a good mild peat that just hangs all the way through. The flavors just sit there on the finish. Like that zestiness, that Constant Comet tea, a little bit of like chocolatey, marshmallowy, like s'mores, almost like s'mores that come through on the back end. Even, oh yeah, definitely like milk chocolate. I want to say, yeah, definitely a graham cracker, milk chocolate, just peated deliciousness with some zesty spiciness rolled into it. Like, it makes me think I'm going to sit there, I'm going to eat my s'mores with my marshmallows burnt like I like them, and I'm gonna be sipping on some herbal tea, and that's just what I like about this. This is so darn good. So good. I highly recommend it. Now, if you're not like really into scotch or peated scotch especially, I don't know how this is gonna sit with you. For me, you guys know that I love scotch and I'm a peat head, so that's where it's hard, because I know some of the people watching this video don't necessarily like peat, and you're gonna taste it and you're gonna notice it. So if you like it, highly recommend it. If you don't, I don't know. I mean, you might try it because you never know what you might like, and don't just say, no, I'm not gonna try that just because it's peated. You never know when your palate might change, so don't give up on it. Now it is time for me to give you guys my rating, and my rating on this one is going to be 3.5 corks out of 5. Overall, it's very good. Like I said, I would super recommend this. It just, it's so good. It's really, really good. Oh, I just got a nice whiff of like vanilla bean, like fresh vanilla bean, the kind you gotta like shred or whatever. Yeah, that's what I smelled. So good. Highly recommend it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching The Average Drinker. I'm Dara, I'm your average drinker, and I'll be back with another review every Thursday. And you guys know I have plenty of other content coming your way. So be sure to subscribe, like, do all that. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. Have you had campfire in the past? What do you think of it? Anyhow, I'll see you guys next time.